It's time for audience flash talks. Short, sharp, high impact sessions delivered by you. Let's welcome our first speaker for flash talk to the stage. Divjot from Udan.
Thanks for your patience. Yeah, so low effort, 10 minutes flash talk. I'll go through this case study of how we improve the performance of an interaction in our app. So before I begin, I want to ask how many of you are web developers? Okay, 80% of the audience. And how many of you are React Native developers? 5% of the audience. So this is largely for you. But don't worry, web developers, you can feel good that how awesome web is. Because you'll see what all React Native does not do. Alright, so what is this about? So here you can see this is a React DevTools flash highlights screenshot. So here you can see I'm performing an add to cart over here. Of course, you can't see the app, it's all full of re-renders. And you can see over here it's all yellow and it's blue over there. I don't think you can read the text, but over here it says view or SVG multiplied by 40. And over there it just says view and there's no multiplication. And this is more congested and that is less congested, right? So what is happening over here? So we found that whenever we would add to cart, users would face a 2-second stutter. That is quite bad. Cool. Yeah. So I don't think you'll be able to see it here, but 2 seconds for every add to cart. 10 add to cart, 20 add to cart, you can imagine we are literally taking minutes out of our users. So this was where we thought let's optimize it. Now the problem is that this is the old code base, you have to not break anything while you have to optimize everything, so it can be complicated, right? So the first thing I did was measure, right? I want to see what are we dealing with. So here you can see the moment anything happens, the entire app re-renders, and especially after add to cart, when it is successful, you see a big flash, right? So that is the challenge that we are facing. React Scan is quite cool. I hope you have used it before. But for my use case, it was harder to understand. So what I did was something very simple. Open React DevTools. How many of you have used React DevTools? Okay, not as many. You should use more. Over there, you can just have a toggle. Don't worry about profiler. Don't worry about components. Just there's a settings panel. You can highlight updates, right? And when that happens, you will get to know what all is re-rendering, right? And over here, we can see that everything is re-rendering, right? And that was both good and bad because this told me there's no one solution to this. I can't just optimize one component and everything will get fixed. At the same time, I have to figure out how to make this work, right? So there were two lessons over here. Of course, you can use the DevTools. This is pre-AI era, so I had to do it myself. And you can see that at 2 seconds and all. Let me do one thing. Yeah. So now I will not hide it. Okay, cool. So yeah, 2 seconds, quite bad. Need to improve it. So first thing is that what is that x14, right? Multiplied by 14. That means 14 times that all those components are re-rendering, right? So not only everything is re-rendering, it's also re-rendering 14 times. So that was the main problem. So what was the issue? So we had a very interesting code base where we had Redux as well as context, and both were updating together. So every Redux update was causing a context update, so that is why we were getting 14. Actually, it was 7. So how do you refactor this, right? The knee-jerk reaction is let's just replace context with ZooStrand or let's just replace our state management library. But that's not feasible when you have an old code base or you want to ship it, right? So how do we do this? So my tip for you is that whenever you have to refactor such a code base, just wrap everything into a custom hook, put it all in one file, then you're only dealing with one file, right? You don't have to worry about the entire code base then. So over here you can see there is use context and multiple fields are being read. Instead, we break it into individual hooks, so then we get some more control over it. Now this is all isolated in one file, and now you can replace each context usage with a Redux usage, right? And there also you can use uselector if you are using Rust, and there also you have selectors. Every state management library has selectors, so you can use that, and that way your re-rendering logic is much more efficient. This alone was halving the problem, right? We had 7 updates multiplied by 214, so now it came to 7, so that was good. But that's still a lot, right? 7 re-renders for every single thing is quite a lot. The next thing we did was that, okay, so web developers, you have it easy. React 18, which came millions of years ago, had batching of state updates, right? In React Native, until just few months ago or 1 year ago, we had new architecture, right? Until new architecture, every single update on React Native was not batched. So when you write something like this, each dispatch is causing a re-render again and again and again. Only now people are moving towards new architecture thanks to Target SDK 35. and that is when you get to batch all these things. So yeah, web developers, you had it easy, but the fix is very easy, right? React Redux has a batch function. You just wrap all of this in batch, and straight away that 7 now becomes 1. So that's good. That solves the problem, and you can see the diff is very small. Just a function here, just some reorganizing of custom hooks. And we went from 2 seconds to 300 milliseconds. So that's a great win for the amount of code that got in. Another benefit is that this is all in JavaScript, so we could just ship it as an OTA. Again, web developers, you have it easy. But another thing you can ask is that what about React compiler? So the challenge with React compiler is, one, at this point it wasn't stable. Running it throughout our code base would be challenging. At the same time, still, as of now, React context and performance optimizations don't work that well. Even in React 19.2, you still do not have all the benefits of memorization with context. So this is still hard if you're using context. It's a sign to move towards better state management libraries. But we did use React compiler for our case. And here you can, I don't know if you can see, but over here, the second and the third screenshot is the difference between React compiler and not. And the third screenshot has less triangles or less rectangles. So that's what the React compiler did. But it did not solve the flawed logic of multiple state management solutions and not batching it. So you still have to use a read. Yeah. So long story short, we got to get rid of that 2-second stutter. So if you ever have any interaction problems in your app, my advice is just open React tools if you're using React, highlight the flash of re-renders, and then perform that interaction, screen record it, and then you'll see what all components have updated, and maybe your app has similar issues. That's all. Thank you so much.